Welcome, everyone, to Navigating Life with Good Company. I am one of your hosts, Mario, a.k.a. Ryofu, and I am here with Stefan, a.k.a. Tricky.
Welcome back.
So here we are with episode 2, and we kind of feel like we need to go in a little more depth with explaining exactly who we are. Just some little tidbits here and there. So I will say this about me personally, since I really didn't explain what the Gaming Harbinger is. It's a YouTube channel that I started in 2019, and initially it started off as this project where I was just going to talk on camera, or excuse me, off camera, and just have video game footage running. And that was it, just sharing my thoughts, show some footage. That was it. And then eventually I realized at a certain point, I was like, do I want this to be just this thing I worked on, or do I want, what's the word I'm looking for? Do I want to stunt a little bit? Would I want to stunt a little bit? And I said, yeah, I kind of want to stunt a little bit.
I know Mario. He wants to stunt.
So I said, I want to stunt a little bit. So around that same time, I was also thinking, it's hard chasing video game news because it's constantly evolving. So I was like, okay, I think what I'm going to start doing is every now and then cover some anime news. Every now and then actually review a game, because that's something that people will continuously come back to, as opposed to just chasing news that'll change within a week and nobody's watching those kind of videos. So eventually, I started reviewing anime, I started reviewing games, and then just out of pure randomness, I decided to take a camera with me when I go to conventions, and then I started incorporating that. So it's a combination, just some weird amalgamation of video game news, gaming content, but I'm trying to narrow it more down to more I guess you could say, the weeb Japanese style games, but then also at the same time cover anime reviews and convention stuff. So anyways, with that being said, I'll let you take it away and go with some of your questions you might have.
Well, I kind of spit this out before we started recording.
Yeah, that's totally okay.
And this is just like, it's lighthearted, right? That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Like we said in the first episode, we're just here to have fun. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have fun. So we're never going to get too in depth to where it's controversial or any of that bullshit. So
Yeah.
But I figured, we kind of bypassed over the whole who are we?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of important, right? Because it kind of lays the foundation for what we're not going to talk about or tolerate, or, where we're really going.
Right.
For the most part. I mean, we do kind of get off the rails every now and then, but, we do have boundaries that we're trying to set for ourselves.
Yes, definitely.
So, but I figured, why not have a Q&A?
Yeah. Okay.
So first question, Mario, are you DC Comics or Marvel Comics?
I would say I am anime comics. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, because actually before I got into anime, I was definitely more on the Marvel side. I was really into X-Men for sure. So definitely Marvel by a pretty big margin for me.
Okay, that's good.
Even though the X-Men movies have not done as well as some of the other like Marvel related stuff, but I still ride with X-Men.
Why? See, going down a rabbit hole. Why do you think that is? Because I mean, I grew up with the X-Men. That was my first Marvel experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was for you, but for me, you like waking up on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
X-Men.
That specific cartoon was legendary. It was ahead of its time.
Bro, it was ahead of its time. and I can still go back and watch it. It's a little corny just because.
Oh, because of the time and when it was made. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's still like prevalent. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy it. And I've even showed my kids that's like, this is what we watched growing up. You know, we didn't watch that bullcrap that's on television.
I try not to be negative about it, but I mean, I've always said this for years. Like, if current, we'll say Western animation, if it looked like the way the comic books look, I probably would have never got into anime.
Really?
But the simple fact that, like, what we'll use that example because I'm not meaning this across the board. Like, everything that comes out now is trash. But
Yeah.
so we'll say what you just said. You turn on the TV on Saturday morning. What do you see? You ain't seeing anything like X-Men. And if so, please let me know. I would love to be wrong about this.
It's not there. It's not there, bro. For sure. Sorry.
But yeah, definitely, answer to your question, though, definitely Marvel. Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know. I do want to ask you this question. I don't know how you feel about me asking this question because I really, you know, before we started recording, you're kind of like fishing for like what I was going to ask you. Which you have every right to.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be vague for a reason, you know, because a lot of the things that we talk about, it's like, man, I just want to wait till we hit the record button so I can just get that reaction from them, you know. By the way, how was the pizza?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was thicker than anything I've imagined.
Bro, that Chicago deep dish, bro. I was trying to smooth right over. Anyways. Yeah, though, I just wanted to shout out because I wanted to ask you how you liked it, which I already did when we were eating it. Before we got in here. But that is Pizza Corral in Elgin, Oklahoma. So if anybody's passing through, you got to try their pizza. It's delicious, especially the Chicago deep dish. Meat lovers. So try it out. Are you a thin crust or a thick crust guy?
Stuffed crust.
Stuffed crust. Dang. All right. I don't got the money to do all that.
That's a lie.
I mean, it's funny because I feel like there's already enough cheese on my pizza. I don't need it in the crust.
Oh,
but man. I love stuffed crust. Don't get me wrong. I love stuffed crust, but it's just one of those things like, do I really want to be constipated for like a week and a half?
Well, I mean, now that we're getting a little older, I mean, stuff like that does affect me more than it did when we were younger.
I know, right? Golly.
It's like things you didn't even think about.
Getting old sucks. But, yeah. Did you know Tina Turner died 2 days ago?
Yep.
Bro, I mean, okay. I know we're kind of going off topic, but how did you hear about it?
Someone at work mentioned it.
Did it come across your phone?
No, not across my phone, but remember, I'm kind of like an old man when it comes to stuff like that. So
yeah,
I will hear about stuff a little late.
I did not expect it. My wife, I'm in the bathroom. She walks in there. She's like, "Did you know Tina Turner died 2 days ago?" I was like, "No, I did not hear about this. Like, I didn't get any notifications across my phone."
Mm-hmm.
You know, having an iPhone, they keep you in the loop, unlike Androids. So,
sure. Yeah, I know you were trying to set. He's like, I got this bar set up.
But I didn't see anything, bro. And actually, like, most of the time, I don't clear out my notifications on my phone. So I actually pulled up my notifications. I started scrolling through it. Not a single headline or
Okay.
anything, bro.
Okay.
So I was like, what the heck? My wife was like, yeah, black folks are down out here and you don't even know about it. Dang it. She would say some crazy stuff like that. But anyways. I had her pulled up. She was 83 years old.
Yeah.
And she was in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that she had any issues. I asked my wife, I was like, how did she pass away? Like, was it like just from, old age? And she didn't know. Do you know?
Nah. That's what was funny is when it came up at work, the person I was telling the story was like, yeah, I asked my wife, how did she die? And then my wife just said her heart stopped beating.
Was that supposed to be funny or?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was just like, never mind, I shouldn't have asked.
Goodness gracious. Oh, well, whatever. No, it really saddened me, honestly, but being 83, right, it's kind of expected,
Yeah.
You've lived your life. So, but I did want to bring that up. So, you said something funny and I don't know if we touched on this the last episode, but you said something funny. I was watching one of your videos, and I think I might have had watched it already, but it was about the interview with the Xbox guy. What's his name?
Oh, Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I listened to that whole thing, and you were talking, and you said at the end, you're like, basically asking your viewers to leave comments and tell me if I'm being an Xbox or
Sony Pony.
Sony Pony.
Oh, you never heard of that?
I started.
Oh, you never heard of that?
I was dying, bro. I had never heard of that phrase before.
You never
ever.
heard Sony Pony?
Because I'm not a PlayStation guy. I don't. I don't.
Well,
I don't
that's what. And you know what's funny? I'll admit this on camera. So I noticed when I was listening back to it, but it was already too late by then. But I said, if you think I'm an Xbox. I have no idea why I said it. It's supposed to be X-bot. Like your
bot.
That's what the PlayStation people call them. And then the Xbox people say Sony Pony. They call them Sony Ponies.
It's funny because it caught my ear and it made me laugh, right?
Yeah.
I had never heard that phrase before.
You're like, what the heck? Yeah, for you. I don't know. I don't know what how your brain processed that. You're probably like, what in the world is a Sony Pony?
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of bronies.
Whoa.
That's a
Sony bronies.
Sony bronies, bro. Like also, there was, at work, it's company policy to make sure that you lock your laptop up or your computer up all the time. Basically for, protection of the software that the company I work for has. Right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so that there's nothing leaked out, that can be sold to another company, blah, blah, blah. And we as employees like to mess with each other. I still have on my desktop, my trash can says you're gay. It's not titled trash. It's you're gay. So somebody did that, got me, and I just left it. Right. But for the longest time, there was one time I left my laptop unlocked and I come back and there's a freaking screen of a freaking brony.
That
as
is
my background.
That is I have to get props for that one. Like what is it doing? What is it doing? Is it just catching a vibe or what is it doing?
It was just a pony, like a My Little Pony, and it just said brony. And it was all kinds of colors, like, the rainbow and everything behind it. I could probably pull it up and show you, but one of the guys, like, yeah, I'm going to get him. And I left it on there for months and pretended like, nah, bro, you ain't going to get me like that.
That's a good one.
I just wore it with pride. So
yes.
When you said Sony Pony.
Oh, you just immediately went to that.
Immediately went to that. I was like, that's crazy. but I never.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. So are you an Xbot or a Sony pony?
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much both of them. I'm what would it be? An ex-brony? No, I'm just kidding. No, so, since I do own all of them, and I think I've said this on a couple of my videos. Like, almost all my friends play on Xbox, so all the multiplayer stuff, I'm playing on Xbox, and then a lot of the single player stuff, more like the Japanese games, are the ones that I'm playing on PlayStation 5.
Gotcha.
Because some of those aren't coming to Xbox, so
Yeah.
and sometimes not even a PC. Because Japanese is kind of like that, where they're really conservative, and not like I'm talking about the definition of the word conservative, not in a political way, but
right.
They're really conservative on, put your game on a Japanese system made by Japanese people,
Yep.
and then you will have success. And then it's like, well, what about this American? No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And which one is the most popular one? Okay, we're doing that one. If it was Nintendo, then they're like, okay, we'll do the Nintendo one. They don't. Low risk is the best choice for them.
Gotcha. Yeah. I didn't say Nintendo, but would you put that? I mean, would you throw that in there as well?
Yeah, I don't know what they call Nintendo people. I don't think there is one. Yeah, I can't really think of anything.
Mushroom heads.
Mushroom heads.
I don't know. Speaking of Mario Bros, bro.
Right. I can't think of anything.
I can't either. That's because they're not important.
Whoa. I didn't say that, guys. I didn't say that.
JK, going back, kind of off, had a conversation with somebody that listened to our podcast, and going to get him on here. He was like, bro, I want to be on your podcast. You got to get me on here. He definitely complimented you, said like you'd give him a run for his money when it came to games.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah,
oh, really?
For sure. I thought that was pretty cool. And he was talking about the Zelda. I think I told you this, didn't I?
No.
I didn't tell you this?
No.
He was talking about the Zelda
segment. Okay.
And he actually named one of his kids Zelda. And he definitely disagreed with my stance.
The cartoonish thing.
Yeah, definitely disagreed.
I probably should make that into
Zelda.
a clip.
For sure. And, but I'm looking up his name. Give me 1 second.
Robin Williams.
Yep, go ahead.
He named his daughter Zelda.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty cool. I can't remember his name. And probably because I'm being put on the spot. But anyways, I'll find it and tell you. But he said he wanted to come on, but he was like, I don't agree with you. And so it really made me think, one, like, maybe I'm wrong. I enjoy the feedback, from people that are supporting us, that are going to support us, right? I definitely enjoy the feedback. So it was like, man, maybe I should buy a Nintendo and just play the game to see what it's all about. And I think I really am. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and buy a Switch and just...
Like I said, not a lot of people have negative things to say about Breath of the Wild. And of course, the newest one just came out. So, again, kind of the same situation, to be honest with you. No one's really said anything negative about that. Again, like I mentioned briefly mentioned in the previous episode, it's not running at 60 though, but that wasn't my prediction. My prediction was the next one won't run at 60. But anyways.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know what we're talking about, just go watch episode 1 and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I had one. I can't even remember.
Oh, but I have two stupid random questions that I could ask you.
All right, what's up?
Okay, so and as soon as I say, it's going to be a stupid question. So, favorite Wu-Tang member?
Oh my gosh.
So I'll say my favorite one while you're thinking about that. My favorite is Raekwon.
I like Ghostface Killer
Okay, Ghostface is a great choice. Ghostface is a good choice.
for sure.
Okay.
I know a lot of people would probably say Method Man. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, Method Man left and did his own thing. Was he really? No, he was part of the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He was definitely part of the Wu-Tang.
I mean, he might just be the one, one of the ones that early on, took off.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
For sure. But yeah, that name is just so gangster, bro.
Oh no, it is. It is.
Ghostface Killer.
It is.
How could you not like that?
No, and that's actually a really good choice. That's a really good choice.
Yeah. So favorite genre of music.
Oh, for me? Okay,
Yeah,
so
for you. I know you had another question for me, but this popped in my head. I figured I'd throw it out there.
I guess my favorite. I mean, it's really close with hip hop, but I guess my favorite is industrial.
Yeah.
That is my favorite, even though it's pretty much it's kind of like punk. It's a dead genre. There might be people that are doing variations of it now, but I mean, it's pretty much dead.
So when you say industrial, what band are you talking about specifically?
Skinny Puppy, Throbbing Gristle, Combi Christ, Converter, Funkervocht, Wumpscut, Leather Strip. The last couple might be a little questionable, but definitely Skinny Puppy and Throbbing Gristle. I mean, that's pretty fucking old school. But anyways.
I think
but some of the old stuff I really like, so because
Yeah.
it was just ahead of its time, and especially like when Industrial first came out, like especially Skinny Puppy. I mean, the lead vocalist of Skinny Puppy, Navik Ogre, he was this was early '80s. He was wearing Def Jam shirts, like
Really?
like there was kind of like this thing where both scenes were pretty underground at that time.
Yeah.
But they both kind of had similarities to each other, I guess you could say. Definitely, over time, I mean, hip hop the sound has totally expanded. Now it used to just be find some background music and you rap over it. And I mean, it's beyond transcended that at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess I would say industrial is probably my absolute favorite, but hip hop is a very, very, very close second.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then probably third is metal after that.
Is Tool considered metal?
I mean, technically they're not, but I mean, if you said to a metalhead, I like Tool, most metalheads probably like Tool, so they're not going to get annoyed with you saying that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
What is Coheed and Cambria? Is that more?
I guess you could say kind of like a little more modern version of metal, I guess you could say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't really dive into that. I do. I mean, there's certain stuff that I enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
or if it comes on, I'm like, oh, I remember that, or
Yeah.
But I'm a little square. So.
Yeah, whatever. So so you got to say, what is your favorite genre?
You don't want to know, bro.
No, come on. That's not how this works.
Electric, for sure.
Oh, really?
Electronic. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be that's my go-to if I'm detailing a car.
That's what you listen to.
I'm throwing in a DJ mix.
Oh, okay.
I can always go back to Daft Punk and just fall in love.
Okay.
All over again.
Okay.
So close seconds, Christian music.
Okay.
All the time. It's either those are the only two things that are playing in my house, unless my wife's playing music and she's got like that hardcore rap. Like I don't even know the words to when she's singing every song.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So Risen from Chaos. Person name begins with a C. I should have told you who Risen was anyways, but anyways, that person, she actually introduced me to more of the Christian music scene.
Yeah.
And because I mean, Catholics, as far as I know anyways, they don't have anything where there's any kind of modern twist to, in reference to God or anything like that. But anyways, what was it? I mean, I went to a Skillet concert before they really popped off.
Yeah.
And it was in Lawton.
No way. Mm-hmm. What year was that?
It was whenever...
Like we're high school, junior high?
Oh, no. It was college. Yeah. So it was probably 2005, maybe 2005, somewhere around there.
Okay.
But it was like right before. I mean, not to say that Lawton isn't anything, but it was. I mean, if you see big name people there, you're like, oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
so
for sure.
But this was before they, like I said, they really popped off. And see, I haven't followed Skillet in the past couple of years, so I'm not really sure if they still refer to themselves as a Christian band, or at this point they're just like, hey, we're a rock band and we believe in God. I really don't know at this point. But they were exclusively, I know for a minute there, they were, a Christian band.
Yeah. It says that they, I guess, formed in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
But.
And when they first came out, which this was before I was listening to them, when they first came out, they sounded really similar to one of my favorite bands, Stabbing Westward. Because so they kind of imitate, at the time they were kind of imitating that industrial rock type sound. Kind of not, I wouldn't say Nine Inch Nails, but I think more closer to Stabbing Westward. And then eventually they kind of got into being a little closer to like Linkin Park-ish. And now I think now at this point they've kind of found their own sound. So for a while there, they were kind of blending in like different styles.
Yeah. That's cool.
But
I never really got into Skillet.
Yeah, so tell me a Christian band. What's a Christian band that you rock with? or it doesn't have to be rock, but I'm just saying Christian music, Christian artists, whoever.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go straight to my music because I know the name, but I don't remember the name. So there's a few. It started with this group. Specifically, Firehouse, I think is the name of it. So it's not. Oh man, they're not going to give it to me. House Fires. That's what it's called. So it's a group out of Atlanta, Georgia. And they basically, it's like a group of like 5 people, but it's not just them singing. It's like a congregation of young adults. So it's like a choir.
Okay.
Of like a bunch of, I don't want to say street kids, but they're probably from multiple churches and they all come together and they record an album. And
okay,
you gotta listen to it. It's really dope. I don't know how I came across them. It was probably just me searching one day, looking for something different to listen to, and the one of the girls that sings in that band. She's
Okay.
amazing. And then there's a couple of other groups that are similar to that. So I don't know if they're also from Atlanta, Georgia. They might be, but they kind of have that same style. It's very
I call Atlanta, Georgia, the Wakanda of America.
Wakanda forever. For sure. I would agree with you on that. But yeah, that's how I get. Yeah, House Fires, really good. And if you search them on Apple,
Okay.
if you go down to similar artists, you'll see other.
Unfortunately, you know that I do search for music through Apple.
Yes.
Regrettably. No, I'm kidding.
Because it's the best way to search for music. How can you even do that on your Android phone, Mario?
Oh man. But okay, so let me think. Who would you say, I know I'm staying on this music pocket, but who's the newest or most recent person you've gotten into?
J. Cole. I was just listening to him today when I was weed eating the grass.
Wait,
and he's not really new, right?
You mean did I hear you right? J. Cole?
J. Cole. Yes, sir.
Really? Okay.
Bro, that dude is fire.
No, he is. He's good.
There's no, I would argue with anybody. He raps intelligently. And you can tell that he's talking about some real stuff that he went through or that he's experienced.
Yeah, no. J. Cole's a good rapper.
I got my son hooked.
100%. Yeah.
I got my son hooked on J. Cole. And I don't like to admit, but what's that one guy? I was listening to him. I definitely will switch up genres when I'm cleaning the house or, doing outside work or stuff like that. What is his name? Rowdy Rich.
Okay, I don't know who that is. You got me on that one. I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Rowdy Rich is, bro? Oh. I can't think. I'm not good with lyrics or with titles of songs.
Yeah.
But he's done a few songs. His newer stuff I don't really care for. And this is the thing with me, I say an artist outside of J. Cole because I've listened to everything, every album.
Yeah.
Right? And there's nothing that I don't like. Some of it's kind of really not my taste, but I try to listen to what he's saying. Rowdy Rich is not the same way for me.
Okay.
There's only some songs that I like that he has.
Okay.
His collection, I don't want to say it's just not me, right? It's just not me. I don't want to say it's garbage, because that's really, I'm not that way. But there's a handful of songs that I like from him. But he's been around for 5-6 years. And it was his earlier music that I first heard.
Mm-hmm.
The Box. Have you ever heard The Box?
Mm-mm.
Bro, that's a little too much for me. But, I heard my son playing it. And I was like, get that crap off my speakers. I don't want to hear it. But I listened to it and I was like, golly, it's catchy, right? If you know what he's talking about, you don't want your kids listening to it, but it's catchy, right? And so it's one of those things oh yeah, I could listen. I could listen to this in the background, while I'm doing something else. I'm not here saying yeah, that dude's fire. You should be buying this music. Unfortunately, no, but it's catchy. And there's some other stuff that he did that I do like. And I apologize, I don't know the titles of the songs, but yeah, those two. Outside of him, I'm trying to think of somebody else that I actually listen to. Yeah, that's it. Because all the newer ones are trash. And I said I wasn't going to be like that, but yeah, bro. I just can't do it. I can't do the new music, man. I'm an old head. For sure.
I've still, like I said, I still like to dabble, and it's hard. It's hard because I mean it's very different. One thing I will say though about some of the, and I mean, unfortunately, even one of the people I'm about to mention is already passed away, but XXX Tentacion.
My son loved him, bro.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
dude,
so
my son
when I
loved
heard
him.
when I heard some of the songs where he's like screaming,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is kind of like this weird like juxtaposition of like kind of like hip hop and punk or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Or maybe even, I guess you could say even like metal screams or stuff, stuff like that. It's interesting.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, I think you know this about me. I don't discriminate when it comes to music. I know we're just like, I bring up J. Cole because he was like the last guy I just listened to today while I was outside cutting the grass, right? But I listen to classical music. I listen to country music. Everybody calls me Darius Rucker. I don't know why. I do not look like that guy, but I sing karaoke. I'll sing some karaoke and put some Darius Rucker on. And I don't even know if you get, like, some people would say that's not country, but he's definitely grown into a country singer. At first, he definitely got a lot of backlash.
I only respect him because coming from someone that, I consider myself a singer and I always like to just dabble and experiment singing different styles. So I actually respect that, he started in Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yep.
And then at one point he came out with an R&B album.
Didn't even know about that.
And then it did not go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then he went to country. But it's not like he's not like this person that's like, well, let me try this and this doesn't go. It's like, it's stuff that you can tell that, I mean, he's rooted in that. Like country,
for sure.
Country isn't something he's pretending to be, or this, like, I'm going to grab I'm a wave rider and I'm just going to jump onto the next wave.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to me that he saw, like, for whatever reason, he just said, let me try this out. Because, I mean, all things are pointing to just stick to doing rock, but for whatever reason, he was like, I want to do an R&B record.
Yeah. That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it would be, I think,
Good for him.
I think as a music artist, I think it would be very, I think that would be a very fun thing. Like, it would be, it's kind of like cleansing the palates, just trying something very different. Like if all you did was make horror movies and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to make a comedy. And then, you know what I mean? Then it's going to just feel like this whole new experience,
Right. But the thing with that is not everybody can do that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be talented and that has to be who you are, right? We're all multifaceted, right? Like, there's different layers to everybody, right? Including us. So including artists.
And not everybody will have the chance too. Will have the opportunity. They might have that one chance. And if they pick the wrong lane, like what if he would have just started with R&B and then he just went nowhere and then that was it.
Exactly.
He didn't go the Hootie and the Blowfish route. He just started with R&B, and then let's just say he tried 2 times and it failed 2 times and then that was it.
Yeah.
That could have happened too, but it didn't.
Yeah. Kudos to him for doing that. But yeah, so I listen to all types of music. Let's just make sure we put that out there. But I do gravitate towards certain people. I think it's a certain form of music, a certain like rhythm of music that I really gravitate towards. Because I listen to Spanish music, bro. I mean, don't know a single word, but it just catches me in a certain way, and it's like I can definitely vibe with this.
I don't. Yeah, and obviously in my case, I don't see anything wrong with that because so when I got into anime, I was always watching it subtitled for the longest time, and then at some point at A-kon, they started having Japanese guests, And around this same time period, I got into Japanese rock from one of my other friends that's really into anime.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think stuff like that, and plus at the same time, I was like going back to industrial. I think some of the best industrial sounds really amazing in German. Like it just sounds more
Really?
aggressive and more in your face. It just sounds more raw.
Bro, but you know that Germans, they sound mean when they're talking.
That's
Like-
it. Just like I said,
So-
it just sounds more. It sounds more raw. Like
Perfect.
Like the perfect example is one of the ones I mentioned was Funkervok. That like a lot of their songs, I would say probably 70% of them are in German, but they have some English songs, and I and then same thing with Wumscut. Like whenever it's in German, to me, it just goes hard.
And aren't they German bands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They are German.
Yeah.
But they're dubbed in English?
No, not dubbed. Sometimes they do songs in English.
Oh, okay. I got you. So you like their natural tongue
Yeah.
for sure. That's what's up. I've not heard those bands that you speak of, but I've heard of Skinny Puppy. You're actually the first person
Yeah.
that turned me on to Skinny Puppy.
Oh yeah.
I was-
See, and Skinny Puppy's really out there. It's a very acquired taste.
yeah, it really
Very
is,
acquired taste.
for
you
sure.
know.
For sure.
Oh, and can you pass me? I guess it would be Torpedo.
This one is a stout. This Torpedo extra IPA. Who
And I
makes
guess I'll
this?
use
Sierra
your-
Nevada.
Yeah.
I've never had this before.
And
but
I've never had it either.
it's only like 7. Did I say 7%?
I think so.
7.6?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's only 7.
It's it's stout. It's very stout.
Mm-hmm.
But you like getting into IPAs, the higher it goes, it's just like, yeah, you can definitely taste it. Like you definitely know why.
Oh yeah,
It's
you're right. Actually, that 9% is not as stout as this. You're right. I'm tasting.
Yeah, for sure. So what's on your so I don't like saying these because this is a toss up for me. Like if you were to ask me this question, I would be like, ugh, I don't know. I have like 3, but favorite actor.
Oh, favorite actor.
If you have 2, I'm okay with. Shoot out 2 if you have like if you have to.
So I would say I hate to be a normie. This is one of those rare occasions you get to witness me be a normie.
Wow.
Yeah. But I would definitely say like Samuel L. Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. Like as a matter of fact, I just watched one of my favorite movies he's in, and it's not
What was it? Black
and-
Snake Moan?
and it's probably not movies that people think off the bat, but I'm pretty sure you've seen this one, Jackie Brown.
I have not seen.
Oh
Jackie
my
Brown, bro.
God, that is like one of his best roles.
Is it really?
But, like, okay, so there, and I'm just gonna tell you this, like, minor spoiler.
Yeah, go for it. You're good.
Chris Tucker is briefly in Jackie Brown.
Oh, okay.
And the scene that Chris Tucker has with Samuel L. Jackson, it is like, I don't know how like Samuel L. Jackson, and that's a testament to how good of an actor he is. Like, I don't know how he wasn't losing it in that scene. Like,
Really?
just laughing his ass off. And he was just like, he stayed in the character and he was just chewing him out, just talking shit about him. And he did not lose composure. You know, when Chris Tucker was just being absolutely hilarious. You know, he was straight faced. Like he was just still, you know, just flawlessly in character.
Yeah, I could see that with Samuel L. Jackson.
And that's the part where I definitely respect him. Just like he's really natural at just when he's trying to be, you know, a cold face killer, or if he's just being a doctor or whatever, he plays every role. And then I know a lot of people know him for cussing and stuff like that, but I mean, I think it goes way deeper than that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it goes.
He's definitely
it goes way deeper than
skilled in the craft that he does.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, and the only reason why he can play all of those roles is because he is skilled like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's how you know a good actor, when you can put him in different roles that are completely 180 from the role that they just did maybe, another movie ago. It's that testifies that they know what they're doing. They're no bullshit.
I will tell you this though. One of my favorite, I can tell you, this is easy for me for whatever reason. I have no idea why, but I can tell you who one of my favorite directors is.
Go for it.
John Singleton.
What movies has he done?
Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy.
Oh, that's right, John Singleton. Yes. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I've liked almost all, Four Brothers. I've liked all of his movies. I'm pretty sure I've watched everything except for that series Snowfall. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
But that's supposed to also be critically acclaimed or whatever. But I've noticed that I've watched almost all of his movies and I've liked all of them.
Yeah.
Because
I do remember Boys in the Hood.
Huh?
I do remember Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And even Baby Boy, just till this day, I could watch that. and wait, but here's the horrible part. Again, I just brought up Vlad TV, and I'm going to bring him up later in this episode. But there was a point where, who was Vlad talking to? I can't even remember. Anyways, Michael Jai White. And they made...
Who is that?
Martial artist. He was Spawn.
Big buff guy?
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
They were talking about how like Tyrese is that character. Tyrese is Jody. That's what they were saying. Because the crying stuff and let me see my baby. That stuff and but anyways, I really liked Baby Boy because there's a lot of, I mean, some people might not like the idea of this character on display.
Yeah.
But there is some nuances to it. There's definitely some nuances going on where it's just like his mom's trying to, date, get back into living her life or whatever.
Right.
And then he's just so unself-aware that he's just not even a baby, but just not doing anything, not being productive.
Yeah. Another one that I have not seen.
Man. And Snoop, and there's a part in there, I'm not going to quote it, but because it's bad, but it's so funny. Snoop Dogg is in there. And all I will say is this, there's a part where Snoop Dogg is trying to date Tyrese's girl. And then the little boy is like, he's like, no, get away from me. You're not my daddy. And then I can't repeat what Snoop Dogg says to this kid, but let's just say he doesn't give a damn. And he pretty much cusses him out. And he just pretty much says, you ain't my son. And like I said, he said, he says it way more colorful than that. But it is so fun. It's so funny how that kid reacted and then how Snoop Dogg responds to him. I mean, he just like, oh, you going to talk to me like this? Then I'm going to treat you like you're the same age as me.
Goodness gracious. I would say that my two favorites are, I have three. I have Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks. And this one's controversial, but I'm just going to throw it out there because, I'm kind of in love with her, Scarlett Johansson.
I don't think that's controversial. Why is that controversial?
I don't know why. But yeah, I love me some Scarlett Johansson.
As a matter of fact, now this is controversial for me to say, because some people didn't like the fact that she played a Japanese character in Ghost in the Shell, which is based off of an anime. And I watched that when it came to theaters because, I loved Ghost in the Shell. And that's
Charlize Theron?
Huh?
Was that?
No, it was Scarlett Johansson. Mm-hmm.
I saw that movie too. I don't remember.
Well, it's been a
It's
couple
been a
of years. It's
while.
been a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I was one of the, I don't want to say one of the few, but at the time around me, people around me, that's kind of one of those movies where I'm like, I don't know how they could have made it better. I
No,
don't
that
know.
was a good movie.
It wasn't perfect, but it's like even like some movies, when you're switching between cultures
Yeah.
and different languages and stuff, some things don't translate as well. And to me, there's parts of it where it might feel a little clunky, I guess you could say, but
Yeah.
I don't know how they could have made it better than how it turned out. I mean, some people might say, if it was a Japanese person, I don't know. Okay, we don't have many Hollywood people to choose from, so
I mean, so I disagree. I would say that there's enough Asian actors out there that could probably play that part, but so what, right? Maybe they weren't cut out for the part,
and
maybe she was the best fit for the part.
I don't think that there's enough. I definitely think there should be more. I don't know, or let me put it this way: there might be enough, but only so many of them are getting a little glow. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
Or
sure.
Maybe I'll put it that way.
That's perfect. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So there probably is enough people trying out and wanting the opportunity, but are they getting the opportunity? Maybe they're not getting the opportunity. But I mean, even despite all that, I didn't have a problem with her playing that role, but that did spark some controversy, within the anime community.
For sure.
For some people, they didn't like that. That in that instance, I wasn't really bothered by that. I was just like, just make it good. Just make a good show.
Yeah.
That's the important thing sometimes. But
I agree. I agree that, like, when it comes to the art, like, you should stay true to the original, right? So if the character, was an Asian character,
yeah.
you should try to, but sometimes it doesn't always work like that,
Right.
And I feel like, so the reason why I'm saying this is because it kind of upsets me that people get pissed because the person that they think should be in the role doesn't look like they should, right? For example, you got the new Little Mermaid coming out.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
oh my gosh,
I've seen a lot of controversy
we're
with that.
losing our shit because she's black. Like, golly, bro, get over it. You had a white one. Who cares? Who cares? Really? Like, do you really care that much? I'm not losing sleep over it. There's no way. Then you had the Spider-Man, or the multiverse Spider-Man, the cartoon version.
Right.
It's just like,
Well, this is the worst part about it. This is the worst part. If they just take a deep breath and they step away from the situation and they just think to themselves and they go, I'm a 38-year-old dude. Do I really care about the Little Mermaid? If they thought about it for a second, they'd be like, okay, I'm sounding crazy right now.
Right.
I'm sounding absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then they realize, do I really care about this topic that much? I think if they took a deep breath and they just kind of step away from it, they'd realize, was I really this invested in the Little Mermaid, as a grown man?
Yeah. But the deal is the damage has already been done from all the hate that you spit on the internet while you were in your little rant,
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like think before you speak.
Yeah.
I try to live by that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Think before you speak. And the thing is like, it's really not that important.
No,
really,
it really isn't. It really isn't.
Important.
It really isn't.
So I don't care. I mean, mermaids aren't even real, bro. So who gives a shit what color they are? I didn't believe the one when she was white with red hair, and I don't believe this one right now. It's a good story. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, I'll get off that soapbox.
No. That's a very great point. And actually, I did not even see us getting there. I did not see that coming at all. But no, that was, I totally agree with that.
Shout out to the OU softball girls. I had to. I wanted to. They won today. They beat Clemson. Like, they are just wrecking the scene. I know you're not a sports guy.
Yeah, but you know what? That says something. If even my grandpa has watched their games.
Oh, he's watching their games.
Sometimes he is. Then that says something.
Bro, OU softball girls, they're killing.
Are they just destroying everybody?
Run rule, run rule, run rule. I'm talking about destroying everybody, bro. They lost one game this year to Baylor earlier in the season. I think last year they went undefeated. They might have lost one game as well. But what? 2 national titles back to back, going for their third. Like,
damn,
killing it. And honestly,
that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little embarrassing when girls are spanking dudes in sports, right? I mean, what I mean by that is like the girls are getting more attention when it's their time around than the men. Like, baseball's going on right now as well. And yes, they do get talked about, but you can tell the change in conversation when people talk about the women's softball team, because they're just killing it. Patty Gasso's a beast. She is a beast. And I think they're going to win another one. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had to shout that out. They played today. They played Clemson. I don't know what the score was. I'll look it up right now.
No, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I think I've told you this before. Like, I guess you could say the sport that I've followed the most has been basketball. So, I'm a big Thunder fan. But
go Thunder.
Yep. But unfortunately, most of the time when I kept up with basketball, it was when I was going to the gym, because it's like that's what got me in the groove, because that was always on anytime I was working out, because most of the time I was working out at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, it would be, recaps and stuff. And that kind of got me into the groove of paying attention to what was going on at the time.
Yeah. I love basketball. I'm an OU guy. And I think 2-9. Clemson 2. OU Sooner softball girls 9. So they didn't run rule them, but
still,
I mean, the scores that they're putting up, how they're coming at these teams with just looks like no fear. Like, they're untouchable. It's pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah.
So, and anytime OU is doing something great, I'm definitely going to talk about it. So,
okay. Yeah.
And I hope.
Hey, we gotta give props for our state.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We gotta give props.
When
we can.
Exactly.
We gotta snatch that dub and say mine.
Mine. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? For the sake of the conversation, like, while we're here, I'm not an OSU fan, but I'm definitely gonna shout them out as well. Why not?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, and Thunder. Like, I hope they do well next year, because they get Chad Holmgren back off of his injury. Hopefully, it'll all work out. We can get into the playoffs. But I think I do know one thing that I wanted to talk about. It just came to mind when we started talking about basketball. But
in case you didn't know, Tricky is like a freestyle rapper.
Not even. Why do you say stuff like that?
No, but go ahead. What's your topic? I
Since
guess
we were on the conversation of sports,
yeah.
So the finals are going on right now. I don't know. I know that the Nuggets are in, So this was really what I was trying to get at. The Nuggets beat the Lakers, right? And this sorry mofo, I'm not a LeBron James fan at all.
Go ahead.
I'm not a LeBron James fan, right? And he loses, right? His team loses, not just him. His team loses.
Right.
Right? And then he says he's going to retire. I'm just thinking in my head and also listening to, sports radio. I'm just like, how can this guy just say that? Because we all know, I don't know if you kind of follow basketball outside of the Thunder, but ever since his son started playing basketball, it's always been said, and he said it, that he wants to play with his son in the NBA. Right. And it's
okay. No, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's good to know. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
So the story is he gets put on the Laker team with LeBron James. They play, and then he's going to retire. Right. Like everybody knows this. All sports analysts know this. LeBron James is going to play with his son for at least 1 year. So whether it's on his same team or a different team, I'm not for sure. I'll have to look it up just to verify.
Okay.
But he is going to play with his son. He's talked about playing with his son.
Mm-hmm.
Now he loses this year and he wants to retire. I think his son's got 1 more year in school. And then I think the next draft, he's up to get drafted. I know that they're changing the rules. I have to look to verify, but I know they're changing the rules. I think it's 1 year. So for NBA players, you play 1 year and then you can get drafted into the NBA. In the past, it was you had to finish school and then you get drafted.
Right.
So I don't know if that rule still applies for him, but I think that's being changed to 1 year. I don't know when it starts, but I did hear about that. But anyways, the whole reason why I bring this up is because it just, one, I don't like, if you watch this dude play basketball, it's utterly ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the whole reason why I started not liking him is because they compared him to Michael Jordan, which we grew up.
A lot of people from our generation feel that way, but go ahead.
We grew up. We grew up with Michael Jordan, right? So I'm going to be a little bit of a homer. So what? Right? But
wait, you're going to be a little bit of a homer, or you're going to be a little bit of a boomer?
But, I like Michael Jordan for the years that I watched basketball intently. He was the star. Kobe, very close. Would not put him on the same level as Michael Jordan, right?
I personally wouldn't either, but
very close.
Yeah,
LeBron James, very close. Would not put him on the same level as Michael Jordan.
I wouldn't either.
Can't get away from comparing them like they are the same, right? And this is just my personal opinion. I feel like it's completely wrong, right? And my son, 17 years old, if he liked LeBron James, good. Heck yeah. That's the dude in your generation that is just
you're supposed to like him. You're supposed to like him.
Exactly.
So,
but I guess that's the start of me not liking LeBron James. And then I watch him play, and it's like, bro, you get touched and you're flopping. This bro knows how to get the officials to look at him and call fouls.
Well, I can't say anything to that, being a soccer fan, and watching the World Cup. So I can't say anything to.
Yeah. And I don't compare because I see that all the time in soccer, right? That's what they do. That's part of the game. But basketball is meant to be tough. Soccer is tough, but the flamboyancy
if you get fouled, you got to show that you got fouled.
Exactly. Soccer's
do
always
do
been
an extra
that way.
flop.
This is the thing. Soccer has always been that way.
Flop. Scrunch your face up just a little bit more.
Exactly.
Tighten up. Tension. More tension in your neck. If you could make your face red, even better.
Yeah, right. Didn't you play soccer? You played soccer in junior high, right?
It was from 3rd to 7th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 3rd to 7th grade.
But soccer has always been that way from its birth. Like, that's how soccer, you can go back and look at old film and see they're going to show that they got fouled, right? Basketball, not the same way. You got fouled, they were running through it, right? They were still going to try to get that bucket.
And I would also add to that, though, and I'm going to be careful how I say this because I know some people are a little in denial when it comes to this, but basketball is a little bit softer than how we remember it.
Bro, you look at the Pistons back in the day, the bad boys of basketball. But I was watching a freaking ESPN 30 for 30 or something like that. I can't remember what show it was, but they were talking about just the team back then, and it was beast mode, bro. Like, those boys didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you could touch them. You was going to get touched back, for sure.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's like fake fighting. You know, I hear that all the time from the people that I listen to. You know, another fake NBA fight. So, but yeah, that was, I don't know. So going back to what I was saying, he announced that he was retiring, and all this did was put the light back on LeBron James. Instead of the Nuggets winning the series and going to the finals, we got to talk about LeBron James possibly retiring for a whole damn day. I don't know if they're still talking about it now. I didn't turn on the television just to verify, but I do know the day after that happened, the day after they lost, it was all about LeBron James retiring.
Now I will say this: are you mad that? Are you just mad that? Or not mad, but isn't the right word. But are you annoyed that it's kind of taking away from someone else's victory?
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, do you think that he did that intentionally, or do you think you think he did it intentionally?
Yes, because he was a freaking crybaby.
I don't know if I don't know. He might not have did it intentionally though.
I think he did. I think he did. I think that dude has been around the block and he knows. And okay, so if he didn't do it intentionally, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, right? He didn't do it intentionally. And I can have my own opinion. This is, but if he didn't do it intentionally, why are the analysts on ESPN talking about it for a whole damn day instead of acknowledging that the Nuggets beat them? Hands down. Beat them. I think they swept them. What? You're not going to get... I mean, I don't think it would have been... I honestly don't feel like if the shoe was on the other foot and... what is his name? Jokic?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his first name. I don't want to butcher it. But if Jokic was like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't think they would have talked about him.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
The LA Lakers swept out the Nuggets, it wouldn't have went down like that.
Right. No, you're right about that.
LeBron James, the king, did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about you. And that's the thing. It's just, I don't want to say this. It's kind of like our political parties. Well, you have your favorites, you talk about them, right?
Yes.
Regardless of the fact.
And I get what you're saying. You're saying it bugs you that there's a bias.
Exactly.
And then it's like, let's take 2 days to talk about this thing and not acknowledge someone's victory.
Right. Because honestly, like, the decisions are made because they think that this is what people want to hear. right? It's all about the ratings. It's all about the views, the clicks, right? So
Yeah.
they think that this is more important, and I completely disagree. I think that they did a disservice to the Nuggets. Day one, like I said, day one, they could have eventually got around to the Nuggets winning and all that stuff, and prepared for the finals and like who they're going to play and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just that like that initial knee jerk reaction is we got to cover this, even though they got swept out by the Nuggets. And I'm gonna look this up because I'm pretty sure they did get swept out by the Nuggets. I don't want to be lying. I'm pretty sure. Are they going to give me anything? I'm not for sure. But anyways, were you a Kobe fan?
I liked Kobe, but how would I say this? I mean, pretty much how you described him being, close to Michael Jordan's level, but not quite being there. But I still respected him,
Yeah.
and unfortunate the way he passed.
Yeah, I think I liked Kobe. I didn't probably appreciate him as much as a basketball player while he was playing the game,
Yeah.
because I really wasn't a Lakers fan. I've never been a Lakers fan.
Oh yeah. There was points where I was a Lakers fan.
Yeah. I know Casey is.
Especially during the Magic era. I was a Lakers fan. Speaking of which, have you ever seen Winning on HBO? Wait, is it called Winning? Or there might be more to the title than that. But you already said that you're not really Winning Time.
Winning
But you
time.
said you're not a Lakers fan though.
No.
But you should watch
What
this.
is that?
It's pretty much like a series based off of like the early days of the Lakers when Magic was joining. It's such a good series. Such a good series. I can't wait. I can't wait for season 2 on that. It's HBO series.
You said around the time that who was playing for him?
Magic.
Magic? I think I probably heard about it, but I never did watch it.
But yeah, it's called Winning Time. That's a damn good show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I will have to check it out. That was another question I was going to ask you. So what's on your watch list? Do you have Netflix?
Yep, I have a lot of them. What do I have? Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Crunchyroll, High Dive.
What the heck are those last two? I've never heard of them.
Anime streaming services.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Crunchyroll is pretty much like the anime version of Netflix, and High Dive is definitely a smaller company, but it's pretty cheap. So it's probably one of those that I should get rid of.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of one of those people that I do like supporting stuff that is smaller in scale, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I hear you. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, I do answer your question. Yeah, I do have Netflix. Now, wait, you said, what am I watching?
What's on your watch list right now?
Watch
list? Give me your
list?
top 3 on your watch list.
So I haven't seen. I don't remember if this is Netflix or Crunchyroll. So I haven't seen the season 2 of Demon Slayer, which I know for some people that's an immortal sin. Kind of like me not watching Demon Slayer season 2 is kind of like me not playing the new Zelda. Like it's a big fucking deal.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a big deal. But so I haven't seen that yet. I'm trying to think of what is something that I'm actually finishing up Mandalorian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm finishing that up.
Now, is this the second season or the first one?
Third.
Sorry, third.
Yeah, third.
Gotcha. I haven't started third.
Well, there's definitely a couple of Star Wars ones that I want to see. So I haven't seen like Boba Fett.
That's a good one. But isn't the Mandalorian on Disney Plus?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's not Netflix.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're saying strictly? Oh yeah.
Strictly
Oh, I should. Okay, yeah. So spoiler on that. The only time I watch, I'm paying for Netflix, right? But the only time I watch Netflix is when I'm with my parents.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, Netflix rarely. Oh. Okay, so there's one series. And see, I'm gonna hit you left field, and you're just like, but it's it's your fault for asking this question. So so actually the thing that I'm currently watching on Netflix, and like I said, I mainly only watch Netflix when I'm with my parents, but is I believe it's called Junji Ito, and it's like called Stories of the Macabre, I think. And Junji Ito is one of the big horror guys in manga in Japan. Oh yeah, please look up Junji Ito so you can just see that wonderful art style. The art style that is made of nightmares. But it's called something like that. Junji Ito, Stories of the Macabre, something like that. I can't remember. But because he had a series, I want to say, on Crunchyroll. And then for whatever reason, Netflix picked it up. And actually, this particular series, I'm probably going to do an anime review on. It's probably not going to be too much in depth because I will tell you this. Like Junji Ito, his art style and his way of storytelling, fascinating. But the translation between manga to this series is not that great, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
No, it's not. It's not that good. But
the one that did it, or did somebody else pick it up and do it?
Yeah. Someone else picked it up and did it. Yeah.
That's
So
why.
so it's not like him, like overseeing it or anything. I mean, I'm sure they might have contacted him, to make sure they follow the stories and stuff. And they do tend to follow the stories, but I would just say you can tell with the animation, character animation is kind of okay, but the actual like special effects, like let's say if they show a car driving or something like that, the CGI is terrible. And there are some funny parts in the stories, but it's kind of one of those things where, when you see what Junji Ito's art style looks like, and then when you see it, happening on this TV series, you can tell it's not as scary seeing it. And I mean, you're seeing Junji Ito's work in black and white.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's rolling.
So this one right here, I have a hoodie of that.
Oh, really?
As a matter of fact, yeah, if you look at the Persona 3 portable video I did, it's like a couple of videos ago, I have that hoodie.
Oh, wow. I like that one better. A little bit of color in it. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he comes.
He's on a different level, bro.
And you know what's so funny? I saw this thing on It might have even been Facebook, but it was like, so it showed, because I know you don't know who this is, so I'm going to kind of briefly explain this. But like, so Miyazaki, he's kind of like the Walt Disney of Japan.
Gotcha.
And-
Miyazaki.
And then, yeah.
Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So when you see, like they had a scene where he was talking or explaining stuff, and he's a very serious individual. But then
Junji Ito or Miyazaki?
Miyazaki. So he's a very serious individual. But then when you see this guy, there I saw a picture of him at a convention, and he had like cat ears on, and he was doing like this.
You're
it's like this guy that has these disturbing imagery. Yeah, he's like he'll have fun and be silly, but then Miyazaki is the one that he does like this beautiful animation where he tells stories where it's usually in the PG, maybe to PG-13 realm, and like I said, he's so self-serious, but with that being said, I mean Miyazaki is also super talented. Totally different realms, by the way. So yeah, so I mean, one, like I said the Walt Disney of Japan. Junji Ito is not the Walt Disney of Japan. So
no, for sure, I can just tell by the imagery and the footnotes. Like it says, Junji Ito Maniac, Japanese Tales of the Macabre.
Yeah, it's macabre.
Macabre.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope, though. I like the artistry. I mean, it's cool to see something different.
Yeah, and he has like, to be honest with you, when you like if you were to watch that show, they kind of do it like what was it called? Tales from the Crypt.
Yes.
So kind of, or Tales from the Crypt or Twilight Zone stuff. That's what they're going for. So it's like there'll be a story where something will happen, and I'm trying to think of one of the short ones that I don't want to ruin for anybody. But some of the story, so it's kind of like Twilight Zone, where some stories are not that deep, and then you'd be like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
And then other times you're like, okay, that one was kind of cool. So they're all over the place. Some of them are very graphic, and some of them not so graphic. Some of them are just weird. It's just weird stuff.
Yeah. He's about the same age as my mom. He's in his 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been, like, does he have quite a big collection?
Yeah. Like I said, he's more of a manga artist though. So his is more like, for any of the small people that don't know what manga is, I mean, that's the comic book side. The Japanese comic book side, and
it's more of a story. It's not like the thin comic books that we're used to. It's more like thicker books, and it's actually read backwards.
Right, and it's for us it is backwards. Yeah,
correct.
And
and
it's for a lot of anime is based off of manga.
For sure,
I do have a hot take where I believe some of the best anime has been ones that are original material.
Really?
But I'm wearing the shirt for one of them, Puella Magi Madoka Magica. I always have to shout that out whenever I get the chance. I'm one of the biggest Puella Magi Madoka Magica fans. So, original story. And then, they did make a manga, but it was after the anime already came out.
Okay. Can you tell me about that show? That's your shirt. I know that we're going down a rabbit
hole. I know. We're way. Yeah.
I know that, but I mean, this makes the best. This makes the best.
I guess we're going to end up making this. We're going to have to make this into like 2 episodes now because we haven't even got to one of my topics yet.
You got the next one, or you can just jump straight into that.
But no. So I don't even know where I would start with Puella Magi Madoka Magica. So one of the best things I like about it is you're familiar with Sailor Moon, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Sailor Moon is a magical girl show.
Right.
So Puella Magi Madoka Magica is a magical girl show also. However, it's kind of like a magical girl show that is turned on its head. So in this magical girl show, bad choices are made, people die, there's destruction and chaos,
Gotcha.
and there's not a happy ending.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It what some people would call it's a tragedy.
Gotcha. Kind of like, well, I can't say that because I didn't finish it. But I think you told me Death Note does not have a happy ending.
I mean, it was a happy ending to me.
But what people call happy endings, it was the opposite.
Yeah, well, okay, so I would say the difference with that would be, I think with Death Note, you're not the person that you're the person or the people you believe to be we'll say the villain.
Oh, the villain. Gotcha.
Is probably not who you think it is. And then when you get to a certain point, you realize who is the actual quote unquote villain. It depends on where you sit with that. Either you're like, well, I want this person to succeed for whatever reason.
Right.
Or you don't, or you're like, no, this is a bad person now, so it's time for him to
Kill him
go.
off.
Yeah. Now I would
Get
say
rid of him.
right. So with Puella, it's more like no, the people that are good are supposed to be good, and the people that are bad are supposed to be bad.
Gotcha.
But it's not happening the way you thought. The way you're used to shows happening.
Gotcha.
Good guy saves the day. Everybody walks away. Everyone lives. Everyone survives.
Yeah.
Not the case in this one.
Gotcha.
Very in that regard. Before I saw, wait, did I? I'm trying to think. No, it might have been around the same time I started this, but I was going to say totally not the same, but the way things are thrown at you, and at that time it felt like it was kind of Game of Thronesy.
Ooh.
Where it was unpredictable. But I would say that's probably only for the main series. Like I watched the spinoff, and I mean the spinoff was a little more predictable. But the original series, yeah, it was not what you would expect.
Is that on Netflix? Can I find that on Netflix in the anime section?
I want to say no. I know it's on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll. Or I gotta buy it.
Yeah. And you do not want to buy Puella Magica.
How many
it's a short. Okay, so it's a short series, but Aniplex is I was about to say something politically incorrect, but you're giving me that look like just say it. You want me to say it?
Go for
it. Okay. So they're never mind. I'm not going to say it.
No.
I was this close to saying it, but we'll just say their pricing is brutal. So like,
gotcha.
So the first, I want to say, I bought a special. We'll put it this way: I bought a special edition that only came with, I guess it was 4 episodes, and it was probably about $120. So like, if I wanted to,
crack prices, bro.
If I wanted to buy the whole special edition of the entire series, yeah, I would be spending, well over, close to $400.
Goodness gracious.
But somehow God was like, I'm going to do you a favor. So I couldn't find the special edition of the second volume. So then I just gave in and just said, okay, I just want to finish it at this point.
Right.
Not finish the series. I had already watched the series, but I was like, I want to finish the collection. So I want to own it. So
yeah. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick.
Yes.
No, we'll save that for later. Did you give me your 3? In Netflix?
I don't know if I really have 3.
Do you have 1?
Well, like I said, I was finishing up the Junji Ito.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about Junji Ito.
I'm trying to think if there's any other series. I did recently watch Ozark.
Damn it. It.
What's that?
Bro, that's my stuff right there, bro.
Oh, really? You like Ozark?
I'm a Jason Bateman guy. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. I've known Jace Bateman for a while, right? But I didn't watch Parks and Rec, so I didn't get to see him there. But I have seen movies with him in them.
Oh yeah,
and
me
I
too.
do like Jason Bateman, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he did this, it just put him on top, right?
It's
not one of the best actors, but it's definitely like
no. I think no, he did really good. Really, my only complaint about the series, it's not even it's not the worst complaint to have, but I don't like the way they ended it. That kind of felt like that ending reminded me of like what happens in anime. Like it feels like it should have kept going.
rushed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like they had to make a decision, and they're like, okay, we can't have this and this actor show up at this time, next year. And I'm running out of ideas, and I can't, I feel like I've wrote myself into a situation I can't get out of. So we'll just say after this and this happened, this character gets killed and they leave. It's like, but what happens after that?
Yeah.
It's like, it felt like it wasn't, it definitely could have went more.
For sure. I like the way that it ended it because it left room for another season, but you knew you weren't going to get it. So basically you had to end the story in your head.
Yeah,
like it ends the story, right? But like you said, it left more for desire.
Yeah, it felt a little abrupt.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would agree, but I guess when I watched it, I didn't feel that way. But I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I watched it literally like, I wouldn't say I completely binged it, but it was all the way. It was pretty much done by the time the time I even got to it. So, I would have moments where I was watching, 4 or 5 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
And then maybe have 4 or 5 days where I didn't watch it, and then I'd go back and I'd watch a bunch of episodes again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just that's really my only thing. But not, like I said, that's not the worst complaint. I don't think everything was top notch. I loved how they incorporated one of my my personal favorite rapper of all time, Nas classics, into the moment when old girl was she knew in her mind, I have to kill this man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start playing. I'm trying to think. NY State of Mind, and I was like, oh man, this is the coolest shit ever.
Because the whole soundtrack was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
The music that he picked for that show was
Yeah.
freaking amazing, and it kind of gives you like a little dive into his mind and where he's from and what he listens to. Right?
Yeah.
The stuff, I loved it. I mean, yeah. I mean, me and Casey, we were deep. Like when it first came out, I was like, maybe this will be good. First episode, bang bang, yeah, we're watching this. And then after that,
it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, when his partner got killed right off the bat, I was like, yeah, this is a show I want to watch. And then season 3, when they picked off what's her face at the very end, yeah, bro. So no, season 1, when the farmer's wife shot the Mexican dude, the Hispanic guy, in her house, bro, that ended season 1. Yeah, we're definitely watching season 2.
Yeah.
And then they did another one. It was just he did an amazing job writing that, making it like, I don't know. It was really good. It was really good. I can't put anything together because I didn't expect to talk about it.
Yeah. No, it was very good. It was very good. And like I said, that's actually just a minor criticism on my part. Like, really, I was very entertained watching it.
Yeah, it definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat. Like, what's gonna happen? So. But, it's Labor Day weekend. Do you have any plans?
Nope.
Besides that, this is it.
Dude, like when it comes to holidays, the type of, all the jobs are all my life. I don't reap any benefits from from any holidays.
Yeah.
None. Zero. Nada.
Are you serious? You're going to work.
Yeah, no, I work on all the holidays.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, bro.
Yeah, Monday. Monday is
Monday
a
what?
Monday, son.
Monday what?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that doesn't mean anything. My birthday doesn't mean anything. No, I'm
Goodness gracious. You
But
just
yeah.
gotta take off for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can, it's a small group of people.
Right. So no plans this weekend, but you do got something coming up next weekend.
Yep.
Which kind of goes into one of your topics. So I figured touch base on that, and then we can talk about your topic after a little pee break. Take a little pee break.
Okay. Let's go to a commercial break.
All right. Commercial break.
Yes, we're back. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this thing in regards to A-kon. And last episode, I told you that it's going to be at the Westin again.
Yep. Yes, you did.
And so I made a video last year in regards to A-kon, and like pretty much, believe it or not, the Westin, I mean, as big as it is, it's not big enough for A-kon. Can
you give the listeners a little background of like, what is A-kon? Like, I'm stupid. I don't know. What is A-kon?
You know what? Do you watch The Breakfast Club?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. That was a DJ Envy moment. And they kind of have like memes on him where like but of course they kind of exaggerated a little bit, but like whoever it is, like someone will be talking, they'll be like, "Okay, so what football team is this? What do you guys do?" And they just people just kind of play into like him always asking like explain what this is or explain what you do. But actually it's a good segue to get people like just a synopsis of whatever it is you're talking about, right?
True.
But anyways, so pretty much it's an anime convention. It's the oldest anime convention in North America. I've been going since 2000, so I've been going for a very long time, 2 decades.
Nice.
And it's the original owners no longer have it, and so the vibe is very different. And in the video that I made for it, I kind of did have like I don't want to say issues, but just things that I observed that need a little tweaking. But but in the case of this, they it might have been a couple of weeks ago, but they sent out an email and they pretty much said that they were going to move a bunch of the main events from, instead of it being at the convention center, which is separate from the hotel, and they were going to move stuff from the convention center and move it over to the actual hotel, which a lot of conventions do that. So sometimes there'll be stuff at the actual event center, and then there'll be stuff in the hotel. And then sometimes, depending on the layout, because, some places there is no hotel, quote unquote, connected to it. It's just a massive convention center.
Yeah.
And then they offer deals to all of the hotels that are surrounding it.
Right.
So in this instance, they're going to move a bunch of the main events over to the actual hotel to kind of alleviate some of the congestion that would be in the convention center, which to me that's going to help a lot. Because I mean, they're like, one of the videos I made, you can see just how congested it is. Like people, you can't walk and not bump into someone. Like it's that crowded.
Wow. How many people do you think are coming to this event?
So the last time I looked, I believe A-kon was somewhere around somewhere around 20,000 area.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere around there.
I was thinking 10. That's
Yeah.
pretty huge.
Yeah. And actually it might be somewhere closer to like 26 or 28,000. And the one that I went to that's in July, Anime Fest, that one is actually, I think, really close to like 20,000. So an A-kon is a little bigger than that one. But
And this is in Texas?
yep.
Dallas, Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
A-kon is.
yeah, I should say A-kon is actually in Irving, Texas.
Oh, okay.
And then Anime Fest is in Dallas, yeah.
Gotcha.
But I mean, this was what, the past couple of years it's been in Irving, Texas, but most of the time A-kon has been in Dallas, so
Awesome.
but
So you're saying that their move in separating the kind of some of the bigger platforms where a lot of people are going to go,
yeah, they're going to try
they're
to
going to move it to the hotel instead of keeping it in the convention.
yeah.
Lower some
Which
of the
it
traffic
sound
there.
it sound like, if you're hearing that, it might sound a little crazy, but yeah, I've been to conventions where everything is literally in the hotel, like smaller conventions, obviously,
Right.
but they will have stuff where it's in the hotel. So like all those little office rooms and stuff, panels and stuff is happening there. So it's not unusual, but I think on this part it was really smart because it was a little chaotic last year, heavily congested, and I think it's a smart move, and I hope that it helps this year. But the other part of that I wanted to kind of tie into this was being the age that I am, that I've been going since 2000, so I've been going for over 20 years at this point, and actually you brought it up, which was an interesting point that you mentioned. Mentioned my uncle that used to go with me, and he went for, I don't know, maybe about 13 years. So 13 years he might have went with me.
Yeah.
But so the first time I went to an anime convention, it was the first one was actually A-kon, so it was pretty overwhelming, to say the least. And then eventually I eventually tried out smaller conventions, but at that time I went to A-kon not knowing what to expect, and I would say during that time but I noticed real quick that a lot of people that were going to this thing, the ages were all over the place. So I saw people, before even my uncle was going, I saw people that were in their 50s and 60s going to conventions. I saw people that, at that time I was 18. So I saw people that were my age. I saw some that were younger, and I know some of this kind of depends on maybe, A-kon. Anime is a lot huger than it was when I was getting into conventions. It's on a whole nother level now. But I want to say, I really think that there's some factors at play. And for one, when it comes to, we'll say like the location, like I think the bigger conventions that are, in a place where, for example, there's only valet parking, and it's not really a place you can just walk. I mean, you could walk to, but it would be out of your way. It makes sense that a lot of these places, just people that are going to this, probably are young adults to older adults. And the smaller conventions, it makes sense that there's a lot more younger people there. But the other factor is just that when you have conventions, what kind of convention is it? Like, like a lot of the ones obviously I'm going to are anime related, But there's some conventions where it's, I would say, a good example is A-kon. So I'm not a cosplayer, but A-kon is known for its cosplay scene. And I would say over the years, it is really, really, really heavily relied on that. In fact, I am thinking like maybe next year I might try to experiment and go to, I've been going to A-kon for years. So I've been thinking I might try another convention. I've been talking with my friends about this and trying another one because A-kon is really about the cosplay scene. Like they have other stuff. They'll have a YouTuber. They'll have Japanese bands that'll perform there. They will have they'll have some voice actors, but I mean that's amongst like 30 plus guest cosplayers, and to me it's kind of getting to the point. It's a little excessive, but but at the same time, I don't know if they do this every year, but I know some years they do polls. So it's kind of one of those things where if that is the demographic and that is what the people want, then you give the people what they want. So I'm not really mad if that is ultimately what everybody wants, is they just want more cosplayers, and they just want, and by cosplayers I mean, because I know like in your case, you know what I mean when I say cosplayer, but there's people that are professional cosplayers,
Oh yeah,
where
they get serious.
Yeah, they take it really serious. So they're getting a lot of those people to come in and pay them and be guests at A-kon, and like I said, they have a whole like panel of judges, and they pick whoever they're like, we're gonna have this rookie section, and they might do skits or whatever, and then we'll pick the best one or whatever.
So they have contests.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotcha. So, is it a good thing? I mean, you bring this up. Are you like, what is the reason why you bring it up? Is it something that you're trying to steer away from? That's why you're going to a different one, or you like this and there's another one that's similar to it, so you're wanting to check it out as well?
Well, so it's it's a mixture of, I'm kind of one of those people that I have like a loyalty thing to me. So like, I started with this one,
Right.
so I just want to go to it every year. But then at the same time, I'm realizing there's other stuff. And like I said, going back to the one that is in Dallas, Anime Fest, they cater to a different demographic. So they will have, they'll get more people from Japan, voice actors, and they will, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff they do. They'll get like book authors and stuff like that. A-kon used to do that. I think they get a few here and there, but and that used to be a thing within itself. They would get fantasy book authors. So they were like, at one point, A-kon was really reaching for everybody, like,
oh, wow.
whether you were in, you were writing fantasy books or whatever.
Yeah.
If you were just part of we'll say the nerd culture,
Yeah.
then they were going to try to, or you drew comics, they would try to slide you in just to see if it appealed to people or not.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would say ultimately at this point, it's just, I've been going for so long that I'm ready to see what else is out there. And I think that's kind of what I got from going to Anime Fest and going to the couple of smaller conventions I went to last year, because I went to a total of 4. And that's probably my record for going to conventions in 1 year. So it's more of just I'm ready to try something, just something different.
Yeah.
And I see what direction they're going, which is they're gonna just, this time we have 30 cosplayers. Let's try to go for 40. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, I mean that I respect it. I respect it because that's what A-kon is known for. But like I said, I'm ready to see other stuff besides that.
Gotcha. So these 30 that they have lined up, do you feel like it's taking away from other things, or?
To a degree, but like I said, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like if you know Fortnite is made for this thing, and then you're mad that it's not realistic, you can't be mad at that because I mean it didn't trick you. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
A-kon's known as being having a heavy cosplay scene.
Gotcha.
It's known for that. So it's kind of like, so you can't be mad at it being this thing that it is because it was going to be this thing because that's what it is. But
Right. Do you feel like you're growing out of it then?
no, not growing out of it. No, because it's just because, like I said, cosplay for me. Remember, I said I'm not a cosplayer, so
Right.
so no, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm growing out of it, but I just feel like I want to see what else is out there because I've been going to the same, kind of the same locations, just around where close to where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of just wanting to see what's out there, what else is out there.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just trying to. I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be a badass cosplayer. I've thought about it, bro. I mean, dressing up in costumes like we did it as little kids.
Oh yeah, but it's like I said, some people they're on a whole nother level than just just putting on a blanket or a
Mm-hmm. No, they're like sewing.
Yes, they're dedicated. It's an art form.
It's an outfit for real.
Or then there's people that are like, screw it, I'll pay $10,000 and I'll get this leather jacket that has burnt cigarette holes in it so it can look identical to the character. I'll have someone else do that for me and I'll just rock it. I mean, there's people that do that too.
I mean, I've seen some videos. I've seen your videos. I've seen other videos. I remember we talked about this years ago.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go.
Right.
I've never been able to, but I never get the invite. But whatever.
You never get the invite. Do you hear this guy? No, but it's definitely but yeah, no, I don't think I've grown out of conventions. I think I'll probably go for a while. Like when I went to Anime Fest, that's when I realized too, I was like, oh, this is kind of like old school A-kon where I was seeing a lot of the older demographics again.
Gotcha.
What were you going to say?
So like these other conventions that you want to see that's out there, there are other conventions that are known for their cosplay.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no.
So you're basically like you have love for A-kon.
Yeah.
But you've been there, you've gone for it so long, and you see the direction that it's taking. You want to find other things around that time.
Right. Yeah. So, because think of it like this: the whole cosplay thing. I didn't know that that's what A-kon was about when I first started going. You know, I just knew it was an anime convention and I wanted to go to it. So I was just, boom, let's check it out.
Right.
And then over time I learned that that's what it was. But then there was a lot of other stuff happening, like probably the early, I would say like 2005-ish to 2000 to 2011, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. You know, we have like a bunch of my friends going, and my uncle was going, so a lot of people were just going to that one. And like I said, there was definitely that time. There was still other stuff going on. Like there's always been a lot of I almost said concerts, but gaming tournaments.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen. Yeah,
and there's been a couple of times I accidentally met someone that was a big deal, but I didn't realize it was someone that was a big deal.
Yeah,
because it's not like it's like, as far as like games competitively, it's not like something I actively follow. So some of the times when I was meeting these people, I didn't even know who they were, but I mean, they were friendly and nice to me. But
yeah.
But it's just one of those things that, like I said, it's just part of the culture where there's even though cosplay is the main attraction, it's like there's still all this other stuff. Like one of the things that I would say I like that A-kon does that the one in Dallas doesn't do is they get the Well, I would say some of them are high profile. Maybe some of them are mid tier, but they get their Japanese bands and artists and stuff, and it always ranges from some being singers, some being rappers, some being pop bands, some being metal, whatever. It's just all over the place. But in the case of Anime Fest, I was floored the year that I went that even though I had a really good time, I was a little surprised, taken back that they did not have, well, they had one guest that performed, but it wasn't like a Japanese musical guest or anything. It was kind of like it was a bunch of local people that got together and they were playing like these kind of like, I guess you'd say like tribal drums, like from Japan. I'm sorry, I'm kind of butchering this because I don't really remember what the technical term for them were, but it's a group that's in the Fort Worth area that they meet up and play. And I mean, they're serious. It was a pretty good show, but that's kind of that's an area that Anime Fest, they don't focus on that. They're not, and I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know if that's a money thing or if that's they just don't focus on that.
Gotcha. I mean, they got a long list of people. What's one question that I had for you? What's a VTuber?
This is a utility man question.
Is he a VTuber?
Oh, is utility man a VTuber? No.
Oh, okay.
He
knows what
he
a VTuber.
Yes, he should be a VTuber though.
Really?
He's gonna kill me. But anyway,
we need to get him on here.
It might happen. It might happen.
Yeah, I think
it might happen in due time. But pretty much, okay, so VTuber is like, usually it's someone that's like, typically it's like a streamer, and what they do is rather than show themselves, they'll have like this anime character, and it'll be like a, what do you call it? Kind of like a, I don't want to say virtual reality simulation, but it's like
virtual reality. So like VChat,
the person's moving and talking as that character.
Oh yeah, like if you have virtual, like I have the Quest 2, Oculus.
I thought about checking that out.
Yeah, so there's an application called VChat. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the name of it.
And I think we briefly talked about this because I really thought about checking out the Quest.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a different world. Those people are different, for sure. Especially the ones that get into it. I'm looking at these pictures online, and the ones that actually like make themselves look like these people. Yeah, they are hardcore into it, and it's a little wild. Right. It gets a little wild.
Yeah.
It's not I'm not there, but I see some of it. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would say that, what I'm trying to think of what her name is. I totally forgot her name. I just know her first name, but that's like the OG VTuber. And I was familiar with her, but I don't remember her last name. But I just know her first name's But that's the first VTuber I was familiar with.
iCandy. Yeah, Buff Pup. What's another one? Rose Doodle, Shy Bun.
But of course, granted, the fact that I don't know any of these people is not that shocking.
Gotcha. And in these at these conventions, right? There's so much to do.
Yeah.
Right. I know we just kind of touched on like the whole cosplay scene, right? But there is a lot of things that you can partake in. One thing that I was completely shocked at when I was watching one of your videos was the merchandise.
That's insane.
That you can buy.
So that part right there, that is the part where let's say you're new to the well, I don't even say you're new to the anime scene, but we'll say you walked into your first convention and it's A-kon or even Anime Fest. Like most people, they spend hours in there. Like the first time, like uh going back to Utility Man,
Yeah.
like the first couple of times he went to A-kon, he spent almost his entire time in there.
No way.
Yeah. So just imagine that all 3 days just going and looking at countless stuff, trying to decide, do I want to buy this or do I wait? Or
To say, how much did he spend? Or was it just browsing and then
he spent I would say he was not the worst. I've had some friends that spent upwards to like 400. So it can get pretty crazy. But see, remember I told you about that Puella Magi Madoka Magica special edition. You know, you spend 120 on just 4 episodes. So that's a thing too. So I mean, if you were to do that, I mean, it wouldn't take much to hit. That's light work for anime fans.
That's ridiculous, bro.
It is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, the merchandise side of it, like I said, you can lose yourself. Like I used to like spend all my time doing that. So I had a period where I spent all my time just looking at what I'm gonna buy, trying to decide, and then eventually, like people like my uncle taught me, you can kind of barter with people, because the thing is that all the sellers, you know, they're gonna have to haul all of that stuff out and, you know, put it in the vehicle and drive back to wherever they came from. So sometimes he would wait till Sunday and he's like,
wow.
You know, someone's like, you know, this costs, you know, $82.99. And then he's like, I have $70 right now in cash. And they're like, I'll take it.
Try to cut that down to half.
Right.
I got $40. I got something else over here I'm looking at too.
Right.
Try to give him $40 as well. Dang it. That's awesome.
But yeah, you could lose yourself in that. And I would say probably after I kind of got away from buying a lot of stuff, I got really into so they have a lot, you know, typically they have like on the anime convention side, the interesting thing is that a lot of people that are voicing anime characters, they usually voice characters in video games. So I was getting really into oh, this person plays this character in this game. Okay, I'm going to get their autograph. Oh, this person plays this character. I'm going to get that autograph. And next thing you know, it just hit me one day. I was like, damn, I just spent my whole Saturday waiting 6 hours in like, you know, four different lines. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like the autograph is awesome, but it's like there's activities and stuff I could have done, you know, as opposed to just sitting somewhere waiting in a line all freaking day.
True.
So then eventually I got away from that and I just started trying out going to the panels that, you know, some of the guests have and stuff. And that's kind of more of what I do these days is like any of the guests they have, I try to go to the panels. Any of the panels the voice actors have, I try to go to those panels because they will, of course, they always get the generic, like, I want to be a voice actor. What do I do? And then, and it was crazy because one year I went to a small convention and this lady, she was really dropping some gems for people that were interested in it. Because a lot of times I hear them say, work hard and keep going, go to college. That's what I did. And then one guy was like, dude, I did it going through radio. But then this one chick, she was really telling him, she was like, here's a link, write this down. And you can go here and you can audition to do a commercial. And then if you do good in that, you can go to this website and then you can go here. Like she was getting in, she was like, this is the type of mic I use.
No
and then she was, she was telling people, she was really helping people out.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely very, what's the word I'm looking for? Confident, you know, like that's a later topic, but the people that are confident in what they do and they don't have to worry about losing what they have because they're that good. They're willing to share that knowledge to other people because you know that not everybody's going to do it, right? Some people just say it like because it's an idea that they got and it sounds good, and then they speak on it, but then when it's time to put the work in, they're not going to do it, right? I don't know the percentage, right? But you just know that there are people out there that it's just it's just mouth.
It's the same. It's the same thing with YouTube. Like, when I started YouTube, like probably a year into it, I got involved in this group on Facebook, and I would say the intentions were initially like, hey, I'll subscribe to you, I'll watch your videos, and you subscribe to me, and I'll watch your videos. But it was more than just, like a sub for sub type thing. It was more of like,
right.
You're gonna watch my videos, and I am gonna watch yours, and in some cases, offer you advice or say, yeah, I like that game, or I never really played this series, or whatever.
Right.
I'm not a DC guy, or whatever.
Right.
And what ended up happening though was eventually, like, man, now it's probably been well over a year and a half. And at some point I realized that wasn't working for me. So I was like, I need to really just figure out the algorithm, and I need to just figure how to properly title stuff, make better thumbnails. Cause I was like, that is the key to all of this. But over time I started realizing that a lot of people the people that have like double the amount of subscribers I had, they weren't getting the same views that I was getting. And the only views they were getting were other YouTubers that were watching their shit. Wow. So it was like, it's kind of like it was counterproductive. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you're not really learning how to utilize YouTube. You're not learning how to get people to click on your video. Right. But anyways, it took some time even for me to, learn things. And then I realized, wow, a lot of, we'll say my peers, the people that started YouTube when I did, will say that they fell off, that they stopped making videos, and, the reality is that it is kind of a grind. So they stopped for one reason or another.
It is a grind, for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't know until you know. Like I said last time, you don't know until you know. You don't know until you're in there doing it. And everybody has a dream. Everybody can say, I want to do that. Yeah. But when it's time to put the work in, not very many people do it. Right?
Yeah.
But going back to the actress that you were talking about, that's amazing. I mean, more people should do that.
Yeah. No, I agree with.
This is what you need to do. I mean, ultimately, not everybody's going to do it, right?
Exactly.
Not everybody's going to do it, but the people that want to do it and that might have a talent in doing it, you just never knew.
Exactly.
Yeah, let them have a shot. Give it to them. Give them the information. Let them, put forth the effort.
And then just see what happens.
But to just kind of like,
work hard, go to college.
Work hard. Yeah, bro, you're not telling me nothing.
And I honestly don't have an answer for those people. You're good. I honestly don't have an answer for why, like, because a lot of them were good people, and maybe on some level, maybe some of them were like, well, I honestly don't really know what was the turning point. Maybe, I did like several things, and I get it to a degree, because I mean, like, maybe there's some YouTubers like that started just at the right time and they blew up, and they're like, I have no idea. I was doing 20 weird things at the same time, and then one popped off and I just got lucky.
Yeah.
But so maybe it's that, but yeah, I heard, like I said, I heard decent people, nice people, not people that were being a smart ass or being passive aggressive. They just were like, work hard, go to college.
That pissed me off.
And And I mean, at least I get it. Yeah. I agree with you. Like that's why I was shocked when this lady was just like, and it was this convention that it was in Oklahoma City, and there were probably in total, probably 60 people went to this.
Oh wow.
I always told this story that like this is how you knew like how small the place was. I kept going to the bathroom the same time this cosplayer that was ironically enough Link. We kept going to the bathroom at the same time.
Oh wow.
So it was a really small convention though.
Nice.
But it was really cool, like you said, that someone, like you said, just give people the information. Don't just try to be generic.
Yeah, don't beat around the bush about it, right? If you know, share. When I hear somebody say, "Oh, just work hard, go to college," I feel like, okay, you had something handed to you. You knew somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and that might not have been the case whatsoever, right?
Yeah,
but
right,
when
exactly.
you just kind of give a answer like that, it's like, yeah, either you really don't know and you just got it handed to you, you just fell into this, right? Or you're just a loser. I don't know. I don't have another one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
This is surprisingly good. Did we talk about this one?
That was
The Voodoo Ranger. This was the first one that we drank the first night.
Yes.
And we didn't say what it was.
Yes.
And the guy that was critiquing our film, he said
he wanted to know what it was. And that one, like I said, that's a 9%er. I do like that one. This one is a little more stout. Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA.
Yeah.
But
this is made by New Belgium. Is that who makes it?
I believe it's,
or is it an Imperial IPA?
I believe it's Voodoo Ranger.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's good. I like it. It's tasty. Definitely two different tastes right here.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect from this one. So like you said, this one, the percentage is lower, but it's stout, like you said.
I'm going to have to bring you some sours. I think you might like those. Have you ever tried sours? Excuse me.
Who makes them?
They're just they're made by different people.
Oh,
different companies make. It's just it's like that hippie beer.
Hippie beer.
I don't. It's kind of like, what is the word?
But to answer your question, no, I don't think I have. I don't think I'm familiar with it.
My wife's sister's boyfriend turned me on to them, and seltzers and sours, and bro, they're really good. You know?
Okay.
I'll have to bring some next time and try them out. So that's what's up. Anything else about the A-kon?
No, I
That
think
you wanted to touch on, or are you hitting the next one?
I think that's gonna do it for this one.
Oh, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
How are we gonna end this?
So, do you want me to say something, or are you gonna say something?
I'll let you go right on ahead, bro. I thought you were gonna end it with "I don't know" because I was gonna.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, you know what? The first episode,
yeah,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
No, I like that. And actually, I don't remember who it is, but there's like one YouTuber I watch where he does the abrupt, like just like he's talking. I mean, if you're looking at the line, then you know, oh, it's about to end.
Right.
But sometimes you forget about it, and then he's just talking, and then he's like, yeah, and I don't know. And it just it's just over. And that's kind of good because in some ways, if you don't say, well, guys, that's the end of the video, you know, some people are like, bloop, okay, next thing. You know what I mean? They just move on already. And if you're not expecting it, you're just watching till the end until he just says, yeah, who knows? And then
that's nice.
Yeah, I kind of like that. But
what do you got?
I actually got nothing. But we appreciate you guys watching this video to the very end, and thank you for all the support that you did on the first video. We're doing really well already, and
yeah, I like that. Thank you. I appreciate that for real. I mean, we definitely need to give shout outs to where shout outs are due. And thank you, everybody, for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. It's not always going to end like this. I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah. So now that I know you like the abrupt ending and I like the abrupt ending, we're going to do that. We're just up, and then, yeah, that was some mess.
Done.